Hi, my name is Kenneth, and you're watching me play Dungeons & Dragons by myself and going through my own little adventure. I'm playing as Ming Zao, a monk of the Order of the Dragon who set out in the world to gain more training for his adventure. Now, it's become kind of clear in my story that this is almost like a prologue. I think I've understood now where we are in kind of the story. This is the prologue of what's going to happen later. I think I'm putting two and two together in the story. It's kind of cool. But in our last video, Ming has been desperately trying to save the village at the foot of the mountain where he lives in the monastery, and he has a girl there named Leah that he likes a lot, probably a little too much. You know, his order forbids worldly attachments, including those of romantic relationships, and Ming has allowed himself to become romantically inclined towards a specific girl in the village. And so now at this point, he goes down to the village, he sets out on his own, he gets there, finds out, he sees his sweetheart for a little bit, but then zombies attack the village, right? The undead surround the village. And so he manages to get out and tells Lee he's going to go get help. He manages to get out, go to another nearby town on the coast called Soldera. There he meets an old friend of his who gets his soldier nephew to come and help Ming along with 10 other soldiers. Along the way, though, there seems to be an internal dispute between them, but the seasoned soldier Modig Soldat, Lieutenant Modig Soldat, thank you very much, handles it very well. It just completely dispatches the two would-be assassins, and things go on. The rest of the soldiers, whatever, we'll do what you say, sir, right away, boss. And so they get to the little valley where the village is. There's undead coming up the road toward them, and so they use this opportunity to charge down the hill, just just taking things out, no casualties there. And then they do something, they get the village guardsmen to also come out and meet them and kind of do everyone kind of pitches in to finish the zombie threat. It's done with. But Ming did not know that Leah had been bit by a zombie at the very beginning of the whole confusion. And so now there's a little concern. He goes to Leah, can't find her, goes to her house. She's running out towards him when she hears the fighting and stuff, but she looks bad, and she's got a high fever, she's sweating a lot. She's a little worse for wear. And then she shows the infected, buff bite that pus is coming out of. It's gross, it's nasty. It's really nasty. And so she dies in his arms. Before she dies, she does give him a ring, saying, hey, this is a ring that belonged to my father. He would have wanted you to have it. And so they exchange one last and their first I love yous. They tell each other they love each other, and then she passes. And so that's where we're going to pick up here. Our scene setup is this. Leah is dead. The village is saved. Ming is grieving and angry. But angry at who? Who is he angry at? Now, our threads, most of them have been solved and figured out, except for our overarching thread to continue our training to become stronger. Leah is no more. And that's very sad for me. He's grieving now. And so we're going to start our scene, as always. Now, the chaos rank last time, even though last time was really crazy, things were relatively under control until the end, and then they weren't. So we're going to say that the chaos is back at 5. So we roll a D10 against chaos of 4. Okay, so that means it is less than, it's even, so it's an interrupt scene. 82, which is ambiguous event, so neither good nor bad. 44, that is release. Wonder what that is. Release what? 97, release leadership. Release leadership. I know what this is. So as Ming is walking through the village, he's carrying Leah's body, and at this point the battle is pretty much over. The guardsmen, a bunch of the townspeople are out, kind of seeing to the repairs of stuff that got damaged, or starting to burn the zombie bodies and any other of the bodies that were, found that were casualties of the attack. And many of them see Ming carrying Leah and they stop. And there's a hush whenever they come around a corner. This village loves Leah. She's one of their own, and she's well loved by many in the village. And so to see her dead is shocking, to say the least. And most in the village at this point have put two and two together to know that Leah and Ming kind of fell for each other. It's very obvious to most of the village, even if they know that it can never probably really happen. And so, of course, there's tons and tons of sympathetic glances, and even people putting their hand on their shoulder, on Ming's shoulder, saying, "We're sorry, we're sorry." You know, there's definitely an air of sadness. And so Ming takes Leah's body to where they're burning the bodies, knowing that her body must be burned. It must be done. And so he puts her on the pile, kisses her on the forehead, says, "I love you" one more time, and backs away. And the fire is lit, and the fire begins to consume the bodies of the dead. And so Ming, knowing that this is happening, he's angry, he's frustrated. If he just got here sooner, whose fault is this? Is it his fault? It has to be his fault, right? But then no, it's not. Because all of this could have been avoided if his order had helped. They were the closest ones nearby, and they could have easily taken out the horde, no problem. There's more than enough full brothers and monks up there that know their way around a staff, as well as a bow and arrow, and as well as other things. This could have been solved within an hour. But it wasn't, because his master decided not to help him. And not just his master. It wasn't just his master. Tai Yang didn't help either. None of them helped him. No, none of them helped Leah. He's angry. He's beyond angry at this point. He's sitting there, he's just seething in anger. Modig Soldat, Modig Soldat, is going to make an insight check. And he rolls a 16, so 10 plus 5 is, so he gets over it. And he's going to see and kind of get the sense that Ming is not happy. He's seething. He walks up to Ming and says, "I can tell you're angry." "Yes." "Why?" "I'm sorry, just something does not seem right." "It doesn't concern you. You did your part. Thank you." "Of course." "Just an old soldier's advice." "What?" "Anger never helped me on the battlefield. I'm ruthless and merciless on the battlefield. I kill anyone and everyone that comes to oppose me, but it's not out of anger. Everyone I kill on the battlefield is one less enemy to kill later, and it's one less person to hurt the ones I love." "What are you getting at?" "Acting in anger is dangerous. Thanks for your concern. Really, thank you, Lieutenant. I don't need your services anymore." "Of course. If you ever need help again, find me in Soldera. That's where I'm stationed 9 months out of the year. And if I'm not there, I'm with my captain in Deep Yord, the dwarven capital." "Thank you, Captain. Anything else?" At this point, Modig is clearly telling that Ming's about to make a bad decision. And he thinks about staying with him. He thinks about it. I mean, yeah, he's ruthless on the battlefield and he's a jerk. But he's not heartless. So does Modig decide to stay with Ming for now? Or does he go back to his post on Soldera? I'm going to say, I don't really know. This is 50-50. I really don't know. 70. That's a no. That's a no. He decides he's just going to back out and say no. So he bends a head nod and says, "Good luck, monk. May we meet again." And he goes to walk away, and in a moment of clarity, Ming says, "Modig." He stops and looks around. "Thank you, my friend." Truly, thank you. May the paths of destiny watch over you. Modig kind of smiles, and may the Maker watch over you as well. And they part ways, and all is well. At this point, the town is incredibly grateful for Ming, and several people have come and given their thanks and their condolences as well. Leah wasn't; her parents had already passed away, and so she was an orphan. But many of the people loved her and viewed like that they're the only Ming's the only one that they can say, condolences to. And so after about an hour or two of just meeting with the townsfolk and meeting with the guards, making sure everything's safe, Ming grabs his backpack and things at the door outside Leah's old house, and he decides it's time to go. Go where? Back home. Back to the monastery. He's fuming. He's pissed. It's time to release some leadership from its position. He's done. He's going to challenge his master to a fight, to take control of the monastery. This is a foolish thing, I know, but he's so angry and so frustrated and so pissed off, he just can't help it. It's time to go. He needs to go and take leadership now. This can never happen again. The order should be an order dedicated to helping those people that need help the most, not sitting back and going, oh, well, it's not our problem. No. Enough of that. So he's angry, got his stuff, he's walking out of the town, all the other stuff, and he heads back up the mountain way. He heads back up the path to the monastery. So Ming has left the village. He is fuming angry as he goes up the path back to the monastery. He's thinking through his strategy in his head because he's going up here to take on the master. He's so tired of it. He sets out to get stronger, and the moment he needs help from the people that he called his home, his family, the monastery, and they turn him down, and they turn him away, and as a result, Leah had to die. He's not okay with that. He's so utterly pissed. He's not thinking straight. Right? He's not thinking about the fact that he knows he can't even begin to scratch the master. He doesn't care. He's going to challenge him anyway. At this point, he's taken Leah's ring and he's put it on, the ring that Leah gave me, put it on. And he reminds him of her. And so he is just walking up to the path to get there. When he finally does get to the monastery, he walks up, and the two guardmen outside with their quarterstaffs go, kind of a confused look of like, what are you doing back? He just completely ignores them, walks straight in, and immediately screams, Master! Master, where are you? He's just screaming at the top of his lungs, Master! Master! He's walking kind of into the courtyard. There he sees he's clearly interrupted a class where the master is teaching a group of initiates some basic forms. And he screams top of his lungs, Master! And he stops. The master looks up, he's from his teaching, shakes his head, says, What? Can't you see that I'm in the middle of teaching a lesson? What do you want? I challenge you, here and now, right this moment. What? I challenge you to a duel. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna defeat you and take over leadership of this monastery. Is this a joke? You're gone for one day and think you can take me on? I'll save you the embarrassment. Leave. No. You could have helped me, but you didn't. Challenge me, or are you too afraid to? You're afraid that I'll win, aren't you? Boy, don't cross the line you're too afraid to cross. Then challenge me, then let's go. You and me, right now. Class, over there. At this point, the initiates all clear out. I mean, obviously by now, the whole monastery has heard the commotion again, and so they're all gathered into the courtyard to watch the fight again, but this time it's not between two brothers. Someone has challenged the master. It's been years since this has happened. Now, in this monastery, whenever you challenge the master, it's a big deal. You know, if you win, you win. And there's only two conditions for winning. Either one person is dead, right? That obviously you win that, or the person yields. And if you, as the challenger, lose, then you're not allowed to challenge again for at least another year. So you have to wait one whole year before you can challenge the master again. So, knowing this, Ming takes off his shirt and puts it with his bag and puts it next to the entrance of the courtyard. Grabs his quarterstaff and does a couple warm-up moves and does all of his forms, whatever. And the master likewise has taken off his overrobes, and underneath, even though he's an old man, he's still got that old man strength. You know, he's got that old man strength. And he's definitely ripped from head to toe. He's one big walking muscle. And so he also stretching and doing his warm-ups. At this point, Tai Yang is also watching. He runs up to Ming and he says, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you a fool? Of course you're going to lose this." And Ming isn't going to have him. He doesn't care if anyone hears. You get away from me. Get away from me. What happened? You didn't help either. You didn't help either. And now she's dead. You didn't help and now Leah is dead. Get out of here. Go away. At this point, Tai Yang realizes what's happening, and he's not particularly devastated about Leah's death. He is devastated that his friend is about to get severely hurt. Listen, please listen to me. Ming, you're angry, I get that, but you're making a mistake. This is a foolish thing. He's not going to go easy on you. Good. No, not good. You're going to get hurt. Severely hurt. You need to stop this. You can still turn back, right? No, I'm not turning back, Tai. And like I said, you didn't help me either. You're supposed to be my friend. I don't want to talk with you. Get away from me. Good luck, Ming. You're going to need it. So at this point, everything's ready. There's a loud boom of a gong, and the fight has begun. Let's roll initiative. So Ming gets an 11, and the master gets much higher than that. So the master's going to get a 13, Ming's going to get an 11, so the master is first. All right, master is first. He's got his hands, they're circling each other. He occasionally does this, and Ming has his quarterstaff, and he switches grips occasionally. And the master is going to make his move first, and he's going to move instantly. Ming's not even going to be able to see it. Next thing, he's going to blink, and the next thing the master is just right in front of him. Ming's going to take a step back, but it's too late. He's going to start and just unleash on Ming a string of blows. So he's going to do a flurry of blows attack. And so the first one hits, second one misses. Third one hits, fourth one misses, and then last one misses. So 3 hits, 2 misses. That's, oh goodness gracious, yikes. That's 11, that's 19, 25 damage, goodness gracious. So that's most of Ming's health gone in an instant. So Ming is super, he's ready to go. Again, he blinks, and then suddenly the master's in front of him, and he just unleashes, bam, 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 he just goes to town, boom, 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 boom. He drops his quarterstaff. I mean, the whole crowd around is not enjoying this, but the master is just bam, 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 just hitting him over and over and over again. Ming, at this point, he's gotten blood streaming from his nose, his eyes swollen shut, and he's getting knocked up, right? And he's just bam, bam, bam. Ming goes down to one knee. It is technically his turn now. And so Ming is also going to attack, but it's going to be a half-hearted attack for sure, of course, and it totally misses him. And he's going to do his flurry of blows. He's got very little, but he's going to try. 2 attacks after that, and they both miss as well. Oh no, 1 hits, and it does 1d4. Oh cool, 8 damage. Yay. Woo. So he kind of, and it's a half-hearted, barely even looking, because he's got, you know, blood coming, he got demolished in the first round. And he just, like that, and it just kind of knocks him a bit. It's enough to make him go, huh. It's gonna leave, it's gonna bruise, right? At this point, the fight's over. Like in 1 round, completely destroyed. And so the master's gonna, boom, ja, 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 ja. Do you yield? Ja, 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 ja. And everybody's looking on, and just, there's an uneasiness in the whole monastery, right? Just watching Ming just get decimated. At this point, he's on the ground. And the master picks him up and throws him, and it kicks him in the ground again. Kicks him, throws him, punch. He's just beating him within an inch of his life. Goodness, poor Ming. And so, let's do a Constitution save. So, 10 plus Chaos Rank 5 plus 3, because this is an intense situation, 18. Does Ming remain conscious? No. So he fails his first Constitution check. We'll do a 3, we'll do death save like normal, so 3 saves. So he fails the first one. Ming is just still, bam, getting beaten all the hell. I mean, seriously, the master is not going easy on him. This was never going to be a fair fight. So let's do it again. Does he save? That one fails again. So if he fails this next one, he will go unconscious. And he fails it. So the last thing Ming sees before anything else is his master just, you know, bringing him down for one last, and he just goes completely black. He just goes limp, and he goes out. Now, according to the rules, it's until one is either dead or they yield. And so at this point, it's not looking good for Ming. But I'm thinking that Taiyang doesn't want to see his friend die. Doesn't want it. And I'm sure he's going to do something. So, will he do that? Let's consult the fate chart. Let's consult the fate chart. Will Taiyang step in and plead for Ming's life? I think it's very likely. Very, very likely. So let's roll. That's a 27, and that's within the yes side. Taiyang runs out. Please, master, stop. In the middle of... Taiyang, get back into the crowd. No, master, please, spare him. He can't yield anymore. You know the rules. Either he yields or dies. So Taiyang is desperate to try something. Desperate anything. He looks around the crowd for someone to help. No one's willing to be there. So, fate chart time. Does something amazing happen? I think that this is a point where is Ming's life able to be saved? And so, I think it's a 50-50. Oh goodness. A 33, that's a yes. Ming's life is able to be saved, but how? I got it. In that moment, you hear a, what is going on here? And all the eyes kind of go to the entrance of the monastery. And there, standing there with just 2 or 3 soldiers, is Modig Soldat. Modig is looking at Ming getting the crap beat out of him. And he pulls his sword out. What are you doing to him? And you see the master looking up. This doesn't concern outsiders. Get out. And he's like, no, this does concern me. That man is strong, and you're hurting him. He's confused, obviously. He doesn't quite know what's going on here. At this point, Taiyang says, Master, please, this must be a friend of Ming's. Please hear him out. What do you want, outsider? Can't you see we're busy? Yes, I can see that you're busy. I can see that you're murdering that man. This doesn't concern you. No, it does not. But that man just saved the village down in the valley by enlisting my help and the help of my men. I think he deserves more than that. At this point, the master's going to take a step back. What do you mean? He helped. He came and got my help. Got not only my help, but the help of my company to take care of the undead that were swarming the village down in the valley. The undead that surely would have come here at some point. He's done a good deed. Why are you treating him so? Is this true? Are you telling me a lie? I'm not. I promise, I'm not. The villagers told me he was a part of this monastery. He disappeared without me being able to figure out where he went. I knew he was going to do something in anger. I did not expect him to go and reach out to fight someone like you. He's a fool, isn't he? No disagreements there. What are the rules of this contest? Is he bound by anything? Must he withdraw himself? If he has a proxy, but he did not designate a proxy. My name is Lieutenant Moldig Soldat of the Merchant Militia. Will you take my word and say that he is withdrawing from this bout? I will take him and nurse his wounds. It would be unorthodox if we did that. But I can see he's a fool, and he challenged me when he should not have. You may take him. You can see Tai Yang just, he's relieved. And actually, most of the crowd, it's almost like everybody simultaneously remembered to breathe again. Ming is on the ground, barely making any noise at all. I mean, he's messed up. The master kind of wipes off the blood a little bit on his cloak, or on his pants. He looks up and he says, "Lieutenant, I guess that Ming owes you a debt of gratitude. Make sure he pays back." And he spits on Ming one last time, grabs his cloak from one of the initiates, and walks inside the main building of the monastery. Tai Yang comes up to Moldig as they go up to Ming, and he says, "I don't know who you are, but thank you." "No worries." Ming proved himself to be someone strong, but clearly your master is much stronger. He did say his master was a bastard. He wasn't kidding. No, he wasn't. Come on, will you help me carry him? Of course. And so they kind of position Ming on Soldat's back. And he says, "I'll carry him down to the village where he can get help." Tai Yang says, "Thank you." Does he have any personal belongings? And Tai Yang grabs his stuff and he hands it to one of the other soldiers. And so Tai Yang bows deeply to Moldig and says, "I hope that maybe we can meet once I leave the monastery. You seem like a man of honor." "You think too much of me, really. I've seen what anger can do to men on the battlefield, and I was worried about him. Seems that my friend has made a good friend in such a short time. Please take care of him." "Aye. Farewell." And so they go back down the mountain to the village nearby, where we're going to end our scene there, and Ming is still unconscious. So Ming got trumped. He got trounced, completely just crushed in one round. It wasn't even a contest. So clearly Ming was not prepared for that fight. And so that's going to definitely leave a stain. Now, of course, according to the rules, he can't challenge the master for a whole nother year. And so, yeah, let's he's got a year of practice and a year to challenge him. So his goal to get stronger to challenge the master is even more solidified now. Now that he knows, well, we'll see. Now that he knows he can't win, he's definitely going to get stronger from that. So we'll end our scene there today. Thank you so much for watching. The prologue is almost over. We have one more session of the prologue, and then the adventure will begin in earnest. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.